everyone, it is May 25th, 2019, around 9:07 p.m. here in New York City. So in this video, I am going to unveil my the Pendragon 3 steps quick market analysis method, and it's a really extremely and quick way to analyze the market. And we're going to be using that method. It's really a process really to analyze SPY, QQQ, JMIA, ZYNE, NOK, and ERIC. Okay, let's get right to it. So first of all, it's a quick reminder. We're going to be looking at the charts. It's the Pendragon 321 system. So what is my Pendragon 321 system? The Pendragon 321 system consists of 3 price lines, 2 trading signals, and 1 indicator. And the way to analyze the the charts that Pendragon 321 gave you, we're going to use the Pendragon 3-step quick market analysis method. Step 1. It's called validating the signals and trends. So when we pull up the chart, we're going to see what is the closest. We're going to look for the closest trend or trading signal. And how far is it from the current trading price? That's step 1. Then step 2, we're going to be observing the directional bearings of the current trading price. So is the current price above, below, or in the middle of the Pendragon 3 lines? Okay. Step 3, we're going to consolidate the price levels. So we're going to see, are there any significant potential support or resistance price levels? We can look for them in the same time frame or across different time frames. So it's really that simple. Okay. So let me give you an example. Let's go right now. We're going to look at, this is SPY. That's the S&P 500 ETF. So step 1 is validating signals and trends. The first thing we're going to look for, are the these pink cross and blue cross and lines along and trend signals. So we start with the highest time frame. So on the monthly chart, we have a long confirmed long signal that's from a few months back. Okay, everybody see it? Where I draw the square. And next, second, we have an uptrend alert, okay, on the weekly chart. All right. And finally, we have a downtrend alert on the daily chart. So on the 3 time frames, so 2 out of 3 time frames, on the monthly and the weekly, we have basically, uptrend indicator because the long signal is considered uptrend, right? And then and we have 2 up and 1 down. Okay. So right there, that's all we need to know. So right now, only thing we're really going to care about is the signal, and the signal is about 3-4 months away. So it's getting a little bit long, and that's why we see the market try to pull back. So that's step 1. So now we know where we at right now at the market. Now, step 2, observing directional bearings. So what we want to see right now is the current trading price above the 3 Pendragon lines. So 3 lines are these green line, pink one, and the purple ones. Okay, so on the monthly time frame, obviously it's above all 3. Okay, now in the on the medium term time frame, which is the weekly, it's kind of below the green line and above the pink one. So remember, I mentioned in the previous video before, if the current price is above all 3 lines, then it's a potential for a big up move, or in other words, any up move. If when the price is above all 3 lines, the magnitude could be bigger than usual. Okay. And if they are below the 3 lines, the magnitude of the drop could be also bigger than usual. But however, if they're in between 3 lines, then most likely we're going to be going to a trading range, because what happens that the lines above, will act as a potential resistance, and the line below will act as a potential support to the price levels. So right now on the weekly chart, right now it's already below the green line. So it's between the 3 lines. Now, finally, on the daily chart, right now we can see that it's also below the green, the green lines on the daily chart right here. So what is it telling us right now is that although on the longest time frame, which is the monthly chart, overall the market is still trending up. At least in the medium term and the short term trend, this market could be going to a consolidation phase. Okay, so now that's bringing us to step number 3. We're going to consolidate the price levels. Okay, what do I mean by that? First of all, we're going to look for price levels that are very similar to each other, either in the same time frame or across different time frames. If they're very similar to each other, you're going to see them bunched up together. So here, we don't have that here. Okay, none of them are really bunched up together. So now we're going to look across the time frames. So let's look at the daily chart first. Daily chart on the bottom, we have 271.91. So let's look for, okay, let's label that. So let's see if we have other, because that could be a potential support level. So we want to see if it's just is this going to be a significant support level, meaning that if there are other prices, in other time frames, okay, that also close to this price level, then this could be a significant support because it's been calculated on a different time frame, right? So now on a daily chart, we have 273.91. Let's go look at a weekly chart. Do we have any numbers similar to that? Yes, we have 273.88. Okay. All right. Now, how about on the monthly? Well, okay. All right. Apparently, that did not. Okay, let me relabel that again on the weekly chart. Now, so on the monthly chart, 273.16. That's fairly close because look at all three numbers. The lower end is 273.16. The higher end is 273.88. That's a difference of 0.75 across all three time frames, especially on the monthly chart. Okay, so what that's telling me right now is that this 2.3, let's say highish level around there, could be potentially a strong support. So we just consolidate our first potential support level. Okay, now on the upside, the green line here, 284.78. Do we have any other numbers similar to that? Well, let's go to weekly. Yes, we do. 284.83. These two are only off by a 0.05. Okay, so on the upside, this number is a potential strong resistance. Okay, so most likely for the time being, the market is it has to work out cutoff for it. If it wants to truly go up, it has to not only break 284.78, that's a pretty semi-significant resistance, also break above 286.08 before the market can truly take off again. All right. Now on the downside, it has to challenge this. So what do we have here? If right now you are a long-term player, you're looking at the monthly chart. Okay, so this 273 level could be your if you haven't already got into the market. Okay, you're looking to get long the market. If you are a long-term investor, long-term player, 273 level-ish. Okay, because could be your first price target. All right, or if you are a long-term player, you already have position, you want to add on to your position, that could also be your level. Now, on the short-term wise, look at that. On the daily time frame, we have a downtrend signal. The market continue to go downwards. Okay, you can take a short position and use 273 as your first potential profit target. So you see how flexible the system is? Basically, you can go both long and short, depends on your needs and your directional preference and your time frame. And these price levels give you a very good place to lean against. All right? Okay, so that's SPY. So next, let's look at QQQ. Now, again, 3 steps. Step number 1, we're going to be validating signals and trends. So on the monthly chart, similar to SPY, we have a confirmed long signal from a few months back. So that's on the monthly, the trend is up. We also have a uptrend alert. Okay, on the weekly chart, also trend is up, and on the on the daily chart, we have a downtrend alert. So this is very similar to SPY. So basically, because they are related, they are strongly correlated. The Nasdaq sector and the S&P 500 sector. So all we have to do, so I would, right now the trading logic is similar to the ones before. So all we have to do right now is consolidate the price levels. So on the downside, you got 174.24. Okay. First is a 173.14. And this, 172.43. So this price a little bit lower. So, but basically that's going to be your strong support. All right. So you notice that how interesting that S&P 500 and QQQ, SPY QQQ, they are 2 different products, and yet they share similar characteristics. And when the market have a similar patterns, okay, the algorithm automatically give us similar directions. Okay, that's the rigorousness, the strength of this market. Now on the upside, I suspect this 181.25 to 183.74, that's your potential resistance, which we can consolidate it with this price as 182.52. All right. So again, similarly, if the price go above, then there's a chance for possible, up run again. If not, watch out for 173 this level-ish, or even 172 level. So the same logic, same trading plan applied for QQQ as applied for SPY before, regarding to the long-term player, the short-term player, and what have you. And the only difference is the price levels. All right, so that's QQQ. Now, let's go to JMIA. This stock was requested by one of my WeChat group people. The next 4 stocks, it all came from the request. So if you guys have any stocks that you want me to analyze, you can leave them in the comment section or email me. All right, so this JMIA, you know what? Simply put, there's not enough data. Okay, there's not enough data to do analysis. We have this 2 thing, and they don't have any lines. So I'm just gonna skip over this. This stock is simply too new. Only have about, I would say, less than 2 months worth of trading data, so we don't have enough for the algorithm to do its thing. All right, the next thing we're gonna analyze, ZYNE. That's the ZYNE pharmaceutical company, I guess. Okay, so again, first thing we're gonna do is validate possible signals and trends. Okay, so we have a downtrend on the monthly chart. So this thing is downtrend, but only thing I don't like about the monthly chart is that, look, it's very little for the trend. So I probably would would disregard the signals on the monthly time frame altogether. Yeah, I'm gonna disregard the monthly because it's simply not enough data to analyze on the monthly time frame. Now on the weekly time frame, let's see what's going on here. Okay, I'm gonna disregard the purple line too, because you see how purple line just started here. So I'm not going to worry about the purple line. I am going to look at the green line. I mean the green line and the pink lines. Okay, so these 2 lines are significant. So second thing we're going to look at is that there's an uptrend, okay, on the weekly time, on the weekly time frame, and on the daily. Let's see. Oh, okay, it's being on an uptrend all this time. Everybody see it? Uptrend from here, and then we have to confirm long signal, and then each time, theoretically, if you do the step number 2, okay, even though here, all this section right here, there isn't any confirm long signal, but if you do the step number 2 correctly, these are a great place to take long position. What is step number 2? Is to observing directional bearing. What that means is, where is the current price in relation to the 3 lines? So even though I'm going to label these guys ABC, A, B, C. In 3 of these cases, remember every time you see when the price is above the 3 lines, right? Did I not mention that there's a potential for great up move, the magnitude will be higher. So when it does a breakout above, bounce off the green lines and go up, you could take long signals right here. All right, because as I mentioned before, the trend GPS trading signal, which are these letter L and up, this is a totally different algorithm as compared to the the 3 lines. Okay, so we have actually many different sets of algorithms, different sets of logic, trading logic going on here. Okay, so based just on the Pendragon 3 lines, those ABC can take additional trading signals. So right now, where we are right now on the daily chart, okay, the market closed at 13.18 and the line's at 13.10. So it's fairly close to green line, but still it's above. So obviously right now it's challenging the green line. Okay, and third step, we want to consolidate the price levels. So first thing we're going to look at is this green line could be significant. So 1310 and 1278 are kind of close to each other. All right, so I'm going to say that's a potential strong support level. So if it doesn't break, I'm going to label D right here, and it bounces above it. It bounces off this price level right here. Okay, I will take another long position just on the short-term wise on this ZYNE stock. However, if the support doesn't hold, okay, it doesn't hold right here, the next support potentially is going to be 1020 right here. Okay, 1020, I will even go as low as 963 right here. That's bounce off the weekly chart. All right, so you have, again, it's very flexible. There, you can go long or short, depends on your preference, depends on your need, depends on your particular trading strategy. Go long, I already showed you this. Go short, it breaks below this level, and here's your first price target right here. All right. So now, next stock we're going to look at NOK. Again, it's by user request. So this is Nokia. This is interesting because this question was asked me about the 5G network. They want to know the progress. So I guess Nokia is, or was, depends on your view, European telecom giant, right? They used to make a whole bunch of cell phones and stuff like that. So right off the bat, step one, that's validate trends and signals. So on the monthly chart, we have a confirmed short signal just a few months ago. Ironically, when we look back on the S&P and everything like that, whereas back in, let's say about January of this year, we actually have a long signal in the US broad markets before this European telecom company, Nokia, is actually entering a downtrend. This is in February, actually. All right. So right now on the monthly chart, we already have a downtrend because it's down signal, obviously. It can only come from downtrend for Nokia. Now, on the weekly chart, also we have a downtrend alert, right? DN stands for downtrend right here. And finally, on the daily chart, again, we have a confirmed short signal, this S signal right here. So on all three time frames, the shorts or the downtrends reign supreme. So for this stock, right now, anyway, it would be easier to go short than go long. Okay, that's step number one. So we already have the market directional bias. Number two, that's observe the directional bearing of the stock. Well, next thing we want to know is the current trading price. Is it above or below the three lines? On the monthly chart, obviously, it's the below three lines. So that's a big warning sign right there. Okay, and on the weekly chart, same thing, below all three lines. Only thing it's okay now on the daily chart. Only thing is not below three lines on the daily chart. Now, daily chart is between these, the green line and the pink line. Okay, so let's go to step 4. That's consolidated price levels. So we start from a daily chart. Right away, we know 5.04. It's possible support. So we want to know, is this a significant or possible strong support? So we want to see any other numbers similar to this value, 5.04 across different time frame. And obviously, we couldn't see it in the same time frame. No, on weekly is 5.26. On the daily is 5.51. So this 5.04 level could be a possible support, but honestly, may not be that strong. Okay, may not be that strong. Only saving grace that we have right now is that we had a short signal. Okay, the short signal is on the verge of being a failure, because if the price break above this purple line of 5.19, okay, then the next target could be up here. Okay, that's the only thing, because it seems like short term the momentum is rather strong, but nevertheless, over long term wise, okay, the direction, the pressure is still toward to the downside. Okay, so what to do here? If you already shorted it, okay, like from the monthly chart shorted from a while ago, I will hang on for a little while, see how they react to this 5.19. But if you did not, okay, this 5.19, even 5.26 here on the weekly chart, these are your potential price level to watch to get shorted. All right, and if it drop below 5.04, maybe $5 on the daily chart, there's no lines below it. There could be another huge leg down. Okay, so that's Nokia. Now, finally, we're gonna look at Ericsson. Again, another, I guess, once European telecom giant, or maybe still is in Europe. I don't know. I'm here in New York, so I haven't seen an Ericsson phone or Nokia phone in quite a while. I mean, actually, personally, I do like Nokia phone, maybe 10, 15 years ago. Okay, anyway. So, similarly, let's start step 1. Let's validate the trends and signals. So we do have an uptrend. Wow, lo and behold, that is quite interesting. Okay, we have an uptrend on Ericsson. And on the weekly chart, guess what? We just triggered our first long signal. So if you had the system, you're watching it, you would have got long. The system would have gotten you long in Ericsson last week. All right. So right now we have 2 uptrend. Now on the short term, on the daily chart, however, we have a sell signal, short signal. Okay. But the short signal is on the verge of being invalidated, because if you break through above the old low, and also this is not a good signal. Let's go to step 2. Why? Step number 2, observing directional bearing. Again, we want to see where is the price in relation to 3 lines. Now on the monthly chart, it's not above all 3 lines. Okay, but to be fair, the purple line is all the way up here, 28.44. That's like more than 3 times, okay, from the current price. So you might as well treat it as above all 3 lines. Okay, so this is a very bullish sign right here for Ericsson on the monthly chart, because the next potential resistance is all the way up here in 28.44. Now, on the weekly chart, is it above all 3 lines? Yes. Now, on the daily chart, is it above all 3 lines? Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Every time you see a short signal that happen above all 3 lines, I would be very careful with that. Does not mean I would not take it. I mean, if you're a fast trader, you are very quick. Like, obviously, look at this. If you're a day trader, short trader, or just you're holding for a day or two, on that day, you see this signal happen, you could have taken a short position intraday, and on Thursday, upon the open, okay, when you reach this green line, right here, the very next bar right here, just exit. So the system is really flexible, okay? It depends on the person to use it. It provides a framework for us to understand the market. So now, since it's above all 3 lines now, I really want to look to go long now. So if I miss the first opportunity to go long, okay, will I necessarily chase it from here? Yes and no. Depends on who you are, depends on your particular skill sets and how you manage your position. If you're a very quick trader, okay, what I would do is, on the breakout above this line, last Wednesday's high, I will enter a little bit, just chase the market a little bit, but I would not do too much, knowing that there's a gap to fill and a support here. A better place to get longed, okay, is probably this 9.77, or even better yet, look at this. Now, step 3 now, we're going to consolidate the price levels. 9.6 on the daily chart and 9.6 on the weekly chart. Identical numbers. Alright? This is the rigorousness and the amazingness of this algorithm, if I say so myself. Alright? Exact number. So, what does that tell us? 9.6 could be a strong possible support level. If the market does have a pullback, give us 9.6. Given the current trend, I would not mind take initial and long position from there. Alright? Okay? So that's Ericsson. So we just quickly went through 6 products, and right now, let's see, I talk about 22 minutes, but given I probably spent 5 minutes just explaining the method, so that means we went through this pretty quick. And actually, when I'm explaining to you guys, it's actually slower, it takes me more time. But going forward, if you punch up this chart, all these price levels, you hang on to those 3 principles, you can literally just decipher the markets in seconds and come up with your own unique trading decisions. And these price levels, for those of you who have already contacted me, you know that I'm sending out these price levels on a weekly basis. So if you're interested, you can contact me, email me, and I'll send those out to you guys. And they are free, by the way. So, okay. That concludes today's presentation. And it is going to be Memorial Day, Monday, here in the US. So it's a market holiday. And in New York City, at least, the next 2 days is going to be beautiful. And for those of you who are in the United States, I wish you a beautiful and great long holiday. Enjoy your weekend. And for the rest of you, I wish you, nothing but goodness, and trade with passion and discipline. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.